Welcome back to Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit. We just got thrown into the pit. How can we escape already? We can't. I'd rather die. People in the ruined building left 2 flasks of liquid on the table. Perhaps a gift for you, perhaps a bribe to mollify the thugs ahead. But these potions might help you if you have to fight your way out. Use a potion, open the inventory weapon, get a potion. To use an item like a lamp schooler potion, press the sunburst icon next to it. The Avernites built something down here, a crude stone structure that was then left to crumble. Four people, fresh from the surface, are hiding in the ruins. They look like ordinary people, farmers and merchants who angered some empire lord or said the wrong thing, then the wrong person was listening. Now they're trapped here in the underworld for the rest of their lives, empty-handed and terrified. Only one of them seems to have kept her self-control. She's a young, stocky woman. She holds a crude spear in her trembling hands. "Who's there?" She gets a look at you. She lowers the spear slightly. "You're not one of the thugs, are you?" "I am Brissa. Are you trapped down here like us?" "How did you come to be down here?" "The others?" She looks at the 3 cowering in the corner. "I don't know. They're barely able to talk. As for me, I suppose that I was disloyal to the Empire." "How were you disloyal?" She winces. "I refused to give one of their mayors my favor. He decided to take his own petty revenge and not speak of it further. Will they be all right? Perhaps, if we can get out of these caves and get them a moment's safety." Question. Brissa watches you closely. Her spear is always in her hands. "What else do you need of us? I hope you've not joined those thugs." "Do you need my help?" I would not beg a stranger for aid, except that our situation is desperate. There's a cretin down here, and his name is Lagran. He has a pack of brigands and thugs to help him. We can't escape this basement while he blocks the exit. I can't fight him off. I need your help. Can you give it? I'll free you from these caves." She nods and looks at the others. For the first time they look at you, emerging a tiny bit from the catatonia. "I thank you. I knew from the moment I saw you that you were a warrior with honor. We will wait here." She returns to the others standing guard and watching over the others. Let's see, it said that there are some healing potions. Heal for 30 to 120. I'm just going to keep them on Aldos and pass them around as needed. Killers and cowards they are. I'd rather die. Roland, Thug, and Nephil Archer. It's going to be combat, so let's start 2. Let's just hop into... Oh, I can't. Right, this is one of those games where you can't attack until they're hostile. After a meeting with Lagran, you aren't surprised to find these people waiting for you. 3 humans who have teamed up with 2 Nephilim. They smirk and raise their blades as you step into the dim light of their fire. As the reek of burning fungus assaults your nose, one of them says, "Well, you knew this was coming. Lagran let you know what was happening. I hope you're ready. At least you won't be in this pit much longer." Let's just attack them. Thugs honestly thought they would hear you talk and plead. They weren't expecting someone who would actually fight back. Your charge catches them by surprise. Discipline. Well-aimed shot. Well-aimed blow. And then rolling. Come up and get the backstab damage. No, don't attack. Mage. I'm going to hit Call Beast because we're going to need numbers against numbers. Probably should have gone after one of the weaker enemies first, but no. Ow! Take Roland down. Priest. Heal on Marion. And fire on the self-proclaimed archer. Is that? Oh, the summons are AI. Good to know. I assume, being in the back, they're going to have less HP. That should have been a firebolt, but hey, I'm positioned better for future firebolts. You should have... Yep, that's off cooldown. You can come in and finish that archer. I'm going to set that to... Oh, I start with days. Okay. Ultifire goes there. Minor heal goes there. Oh, I don't have days. I just have one level in the spell. Got it. I'm also going to put Curing there. And then in least used of the 4, Call Beast. Because now I can just click, there we go. Nice and simple. Finish that thug off. And you should be able to just missile him down, end combat, and gather a wooden shield. 8 pounds, but 12% armor. Boots, 4% armor. Sticks that are makeshift melee weapons. Alright, I'm going to focus on equipping Aldos first. See anything over here? Extra leather armor. It has value. There. As you move cautiously down the corridor, you're past Lagron's thugs, but their leader is still ahead. And without his key, you doubt you'll be able to escape this pit. This is a good time, if you haven't already, to save your game. Let's see. Beat Lagron lackeys. These games are also designed for mobile, from Avernum 1 onward, or Escape from the Pit specifically, because there's also Avernum, which is the original remake of Escape of Exile. When I say Avernum, I'm going to be talking about Escape from the Pit. I forget what 2 is called in Crystal Souls, the remakes of 1 through 3, and the originals of 4 through 6. At this point, the Spiderweb games started getting mobile ports, so they are also kind of giving hints for people who don't usually play RPGs. Anyway. Now the cave crawler disappears. You round the corner and come face to face with Lagron, a petty thug with delusions of grandeur. When he gets a good look at you, he realizes that perhaps his plan to build a new empire within Avernum is not going to work out. And yet, he doesn't give in. He stands between you and the locked gate leading to the exit and snarls at you. You notice dark stains around his mouth. Perhaps he's eaten something recently that's tinkering with his brain. He points his blade at you. You got past my warriors. And what? They're dead? Well, I'll get them. The Empire sends down more killers every day. Avernum won't take them, but I will. You notice he's holding something that's offhand, but you can't tell what it is. Just surrender. No, I still have the key. I can start again once you're dead. I won't let him throw me into the abyss. Come on! He charges you. His warriors, seeing no other option, regretfully follow him. Let's see here. Fire on the cave wolf, because that's probably going to do some damage. You stand next to Aldos and wait. I don't need to do that. I can just put Call Beast down there. Fire on the cave wolf. Nice. One less mook. Aldos! Okay. Go ahead and use a healing potion that takes 5 AP like any other item. Go ahead and well aim blow you. Gain some fatigue, but that's fine. Come up. Don't do that, dude. Actually. Yeah, put that there. Blow. Get the backstab bonus. Go ahead and... gonna bolt of fire that thug, because these three are going to be firing at me from a range. That's well aimed blow. You're not going to be using that, though. Oh, right, that's spells. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, can't do it until fatigued. Or until not fatigued. Got it. Fire bolt and fire arrow. You're fatigued for another... Oh, fatigue works differently. Okay. In Abaddon, fatigue is kind of your... You can't actually get into too many battles without going and resting mechanic. It's more of a permanent thing than spending energy. So I was, mistakenly, thinking of that mechanic. Despite the very similar looks, all of the Spiderweb games play very differently. That is big damage turn. I can go ahead and bolt of fire you. I guess I'll take that in case of the handful of scenarios where you're going to be using your melee, but you are my archer. Lagron is wounded. He is bleeding and exhausted. No, you'll not stop me. I have one thing I smuggled. He raises his left hand, and you can see he's holding a glass globe. Goodbye, fool. Enjoy your new life of servitude. He smashes a globe against the floor. A cloud of lavender smoke spreads out, choking you, confusing you. Lagron runs toward the gate, the key in his hand. Oh, I don't know if this is intended behavior, but my summon is saving the day here. I don't know if he's supposed to be able to die here, but we might be seeing that happen. But his HP bar might also not be going down. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. No, it's going down slowly. Lagron has a free path to the exit gate. He puts his key in the keyhole, turns, and shoves the iron bars. The moment they're open, a few inches, he slides through and runs upstairs. You immediately hear a commotion coming from above. Metal earned, reach civilization. That is... He's going to get, like, immediately nuked up there. It's fine. It's just a little annoying I didn't get to do it. Fire... That's the wrong key. F5 is the shortcut? Okay. That's... The shortcut keys have always been kind of weird in these games, to be fair. It's not this one specifically being weird. Hang on, I need to check something real quick. Anyway, I wanted to make sure to come up here because, one, quad crystals. Meat, sufficient to sustain life, if not happiness. This is going to be very important early game for healing between encounters, because we have 40 max HP on our tankiest character. This heals 5 to 9. It is incredibly helpful before we get a bunch of first aid. Let's see, this box contains sheets of papyrus, a scroll of radiate ice, affects nearby foes for cold damage, and bars of iron. It is not specifically noted as vendor trash, so I will keep it in my main inventory in case there's a quest for it. Let's go back and say, hey, we dealt with him. Logron is gone. You can escape now. She is so relieved that for a moment you think she might break into tears, but then she starts nudging the others with her shoe. Come on, let's escape while we can. While they rise, she turns to you. I thank you. This has been a rough arrival. Perhaps things will improve, she thinks. But I doubt it. Then she turns and begins to escort the others towards the exit. So, we gain a level. So we get 1 attribute point. Let's see. I'm going to give you... Your strength is doing fine, so I'm going to give you endurance because that takes you from 45 to 50 hit points. You get 2 skill points. We cannot spend these on traits. I think traits come from quests or trainers, largely. So we can straight up go into melee or pole weapons, but I don't want to dedicate to either one of those. Hardiness gives us natural resistances. Blade Master gives us more effectiveness with either weapon type. I'm going to go ahead and go with hardiness. So that's 3%. Wow, that's actually really good. So let's see. 24 acid. Oh, wait, what? Can only increase the skill 1 point per level. Okay. Well, I'm going to go over to miscellaneous and put that point into luck. Oh. Then we gain a trait after skills. Let's see. Start with Sure Hand. I can just get an extra attribute point in endurance or strength. Mighty Blows or Nimble Fingers, Backstab, Good Health. 5% health is 1/20th of our health, so that's going to give us, like, 2 points of health right now. That's not really helpful. Backstab is notable because, well, it's essentially cumulative. If I'm up against it and the rogue is up against it, both are getting that bonus damage. Opposed to just getting 3% in all scenarios, which I don't think there's going to be a lot of scenarios early on where we're not going to be flanking. So I'm going to take Backstab. Next, we have Marion, who's going to get Dexterity. And let's see. I mean, you're just going into melee weapons because you are a rogue. I'm going to, of course, go into tool use. Now, you start with Backstab, so it's a different scenario because I can't increase it until level 5. So I'm going to go ahead and take Nimble Fingers, further increase tool use. I don't want to get locked out of chests or doors. Mycroft, of course, is going to take intelligence for more spell power. And then let's see here. To start with, let's go mage spells and only as high as the highest skill below it. Okay, so instead, I'm going to go priest and first aid. Already have energy blessing. Theoretically, I could save this trait point. And because you're already going to be a very mixed character, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh. I have to do it. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and give you improved intelligence. Just an extra intelligence point. Extra spell energy. Extra mental resistances. Cordelia? Let's see. Oh, attribute first. I'm going to take Lethal Blow to give you that crit chance. I'm also going to give you Sniper. I'm just going to really focus you on doing really good damage from really far. You already have Deadeye, so I'm going to go ahead and actually give you Sure Aim. Portal Guards. You emerge from the dark tunnels, and your claustrophobia is immediately replaced with vertigo. You're in a fort within a gigantic cavern. Stone ceiling arcs hundreds of feet over your head. As your eyesight adjusts, you look around at the world of Avernum for the first time. You're inside what looks like some sort of fort. It's made of huge blocks of stone, roughly mortared together. Wood must be rare down here. Only the doors are made out of it. There are a few odd trees nearby, more fungus than wood. Then, when your awe at this strange sight fades, you notice the warriors. They stand around the lip of the pit you're in, weapons drawn. Some of them have bows pointed at you, ready to fire. As you prepare to defend yourself, a man comes running toward the lip of the pit from the south. "Stop! Stop!" he shouts. "Don't fire! Let me talk!" A small man runs toward you, waving his arms. His skin is incredibly pale in the strange light from the fungal ceiling. When he reaches you, he stops and bends over, hands on his knees, breathing heavily. When he regains his breath, he says, "Don't attack! I am Andrew, the greeter. We are Avernites. We are here to welcome and greet you." A thug named Logron just came out this way. Did you catch him? Andrew looks embarrassed. We tried. When he ran out, his face was covered. By the time we were sure he was the killer and not an innocent arrival, he had already fled. I was the one who defeated him. Andrew takes a step back and inspects you. You have the look of a warrior with some potential. It is good. With all of the forces that threaten us, Avernum needs warriors like you. I'm sure he'll be found. What happens to me? Well, your new life begins. Now that you've emerged, I have something to say to you. Yes? As Andrew speaks, and guards nearby watch solemnly. Each of them went through the same ceremony, the beginning of a new life. Andrew says, "On behalf of Avernum, I welcome you to your new home, here in the darkness. Our lot is hard, but we are free of the crushing hand of the Empire. We offer you peace and aid, as long as you aid us in return." He smiles weakly. "That is all. We have some aid for you, then you can go out and start your new life." You called yourself the greeter. It is my task. I wait for new arrivals such as yourselves and welcome them. He bows. Welcome to Avernum. What does that word mean, Avernum? In ancient times, Avernum was one of the names for the underworld. It was a place where souls were sent to be judged when their lives were over. Appropriate, yes? Tell me more about Avernum. Avernum is what we call this place. Countless miles of tunnels, caverns, and icy subterranean rivers. It is your new home. He smiles sadly. Why are you welcome? It's my job. I'm here to ease the considerable shock of being cast into the underworld, of course. So, welcome to the underworld. He pauses to think. Also, I'm here to say where you can get information about Avernum and supplies. Question? How can you help me? We can provide two things for you here, supplies and information. Once you know where you can go and have a few coins to get yourself established, we send you on your way. Information's always useful. Farrell is the town sage. He lives and works in a building just a bit to the southwest. He's a bit glum, but he does his job well. He'll answer your questions as best he can. Of course, you should get some supplies first. I can get supplies? To prevent certain problems, new arrivals are sent to tour to get modest supplies to support themselves until they find work. He's in the building to the south. We've found out doing otherwise results in desperate, dangerous, and violent new citizens. That way, you'll have a fair chance. What you do with it, when you leave here is your business. Can't I just stay here? That is a common question. I'm afraid not. This fort is small and we already have all the defenders we need. The rest of Avernum needs you. Alright. Can I return to the surface? A common question. No, I would abandon any hope of ever seeing the sun again. The sooner you give up on that, the sooner you can begin to make a new life here. Alright, I will try to settle in. Andrew nods. I'm pleased to hear it. Life here is hard, but it has its own rewards and moments of beauty. Help us and we help you. Do you need anything else? Nope. Alright, well, let's start by going to Tor. The sign says, by proclamation of King Micah, there is no anarchy here. Those who harm others will be banished to the abyss or slain. That's not what anarchy means. Oh, here we go. Tor supplies. Newcomers get their starting equipment here. There's an Avernite wandering around the streets of the fort, looking for new arrivals. He wears a jerkin of thick lizard hide, and a bow of black wood hangs from his shoulder. The moment he sees you, he almost rushes to greet you. Welcome to Avernum, he says. I am Barrett. You look newly arrived, and if you don't mind me saying, a bit aimless. I have an opportunity for you. Who are you looking for? People like you, people with talent, people with skill with a blade or with magic, the sort of people who could help Avernum. Help Avernum to what? Varon looks grim. To survive. Our battles are, whether you like it or not, your battles. Your aid may be the thing that tilts the balance in the favor of every human in the underworld. What's this opportunity? The opportunity to fight for Avernum so we can all survive, and in return you can gain what little renown and comfort as is available in this dark place. Tell me more. He nods. A wise choice. You should go to Silvar, west of here, and meet the mayor. I've been sent to recruit people like you, and I think you'll find the work to your liking. That's all. I will leave you to regain your bearings. He nods and walks off, looking for another potential recruit. There's a tall man sitting behind the counter wearing bronze armor. Behind him is a large rack of crude stone and bronze weapons. He recognizes you as a new arrival in an instant. Don't recognize you, and I recognize everyone. You must be new. He rises and shakes your hand. We can see how desperately pale you down here have made him. I am Tor. I'm here to give you some supplies before you go on your way. What do you do here? Well, sometimes I maintain the weapons of the guard, sometimes I guard travelers going to Silvar, but I spend most of my time giving supplies to newcomers. What's Silvar? Silvar is the closest town to the west. Very good place to find work if you need it. You should ask Therrell about it. His office is in the next building to the south. Do the weapons need a lot of maintenance? He looks back at them with disdain. Pretty crude work, huh? Good metal is rare down here. Tools to work it rarer still. And enchanted items? Good luck finding them. You can find magic items down here? Sometimes. Some are made at the Tower of Magi. Plus, when Avernum was first discovered, the Empire sent many explorers down here. A lot of them were killed, but their equipment remains. Such items are rare, valuable, and precious, though. I wouldn't go hunting them. Better to live a peaceful life in one of the forts, I think. Tor sits behind the counter. He occasionally looks back at the large rack of crude weapons, checking his inventory. Any other way I can help you, or will you be moving on? Can I have some supplies? Tor nods, makes some notes on a scroll made of crude parchment, and hands you a pouch, some dried meat, and a lot of unappealing, slightly gray bread. This is the starting allowance all new arrivals are given. To help them get established, we want you to become productive citizens of Avernum as soon as possible. Good luck to you. 200 coins, dried meat, bread. Where do you get the supplies you give out? Some are sent here by the army, others are sent by the Empire. Sometimes they give us weapons and food and other things. We find them in the arrival caves with the new exiles. Alright, so you're not here to trade, you're here to hand stuff out. Specifically. Office of Therrell. New arrivals may receive guidance and reassurance here. Reassurance? That took a moment to hit. You see a slender, worried-looking man wearing the robes of a mage. Somehow, despite the crude surroundings, he is impeccably dressed. He sits behind a desk laden with books and scrolls. When you enter, he lets out a world-weary sigh. Ah, another arrival. Another unfortunate. I am Therrell. I can give you new information you can use to settle into life here. Alas, the news is all bad. You tell me about Avernum? He grimaces. I'm here to help you, even if the help causes great pain. Help me? Well, every day or so our benevolent overlords above hurl a few more souls into this hellish cesspit. and they come to me, and I tell them just how bad things are here. He chuckles dryly. Normally I'd be cheery, but today I'm just not in the mood. Anyway, I'm here to give information. Give information? Yes, for example, on our lovely neighbors, the Nephilim and the Slizerikai, or on your chances for escape, or on how to get supplies, or on local politics. The Nephilim you've heard of. There are many of them on the surface. However, until you arrived in Avernum, you've never heard of the Slizerikai. Or the Slizerikai. Lizard men. Only live below ground. Intelligent, powerful fighters, very magically talented. We've been at war with them for years, and lately things have been at a stalemate. They live to the west. Who runs things down here? Each town has a mayor. Mayors form a council. The council co-rules with King Micah, lord of our homey little pit. Micah lives in the Great Cave. To get there, go a ways south and a ways west. By the way, the council meets in the castle. It's a place you should know about. What's the castle? It's our pride and joy. We built a real castle of rocks, crude magic, and spit. King Micah lives there, orchestrating our desperate defenses. You should see it. It's reasonably impressive. It's in the Great Cave to the southwest. Alright, where should I go? I hear you can fight. Avernum needs that to delay the inevitable. There are 2 settlements near here. Duvno is to the north. It's a farming community ravaged by Nephilim raids. You'd have better luck at Silvar to the west. It's the largest settlement nearby, and the mayor is always looking for warriors. I would go there first, I think, if I was a warrior. Which, happily, I'm not. Alright. So, north and west. In fact, I'm going to record that one so I know where the starting quest settlements are going to be. We've been pointed now by 2 people to go west. Unauthorized Avernites keep out. Surface goods storage. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that right now. No, don't search the desk. Oh, they don't mind if I take this candle. I'm going to do that because light might be helpful in this game. That's Varen. Watch the walls. You meet a powerfully built woman. She wears chainmail with the sun insignia painted on her chest. It's faded and chipped, but still visible. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. She sizes you up and nods slightly. Heard you've been fighting from the moment you got here. You didn't just curl up and die. I approve. She shakes your hand. I'm Acacia. Are you a soldier here? Yes, I'm the guard captain for the barracks here at Fort Avernum. You got a bunch of good men here. When the Nephilim come for us, we'll give them a good run. We work best on defense. Why are the Nephilim attacking you? They were thrown down here by the Empire, just like us, and they've always hated humans. We haven't attacked anybody. We just want some caves to call our own. Not good enough for our foes. They won't rest until every human is on their dinner plates. Tell me about this fort. It's one of the most important places in the whole underworld. For us, I mean. If the Nephilim take Fort Avernum, arriving humans fall into their hands, and then... He draws her thumb across her neck and makes a charming noise. What is that design on your armor? Point out the insignia. It's a crude drawing of the sun. This? It's our symbol, the seal of Avernum. It reminds us of where we came from and where we hope to return to. Any advice on where I should go? Anywhere. Wherever you go, there will be someone trying to take our land or find a tasty human to eat. Though most warriors who arrive here head west to Silvar first. The mayor there has a soft spot for new arrivals. Of course, some people want to find a way to escape the underworld. Fools, if you ask me. And one of them through just a few weeks ago. Tell me more. Well, I met him. Someone tried to use one of those strange blue crystals to make a portal out to the surface. It was a mad idea, and it wouldn't work. He made the fool leave before he gave any of the new exiles ideas. What was his name? I can't remember. He said he was heading up to Fermello, though. They're welcome to him. People who trifle with unknown magics are dangerous to everyone around them. What strange blue crystals? When the first people arrived in Avernum, they found a few of these bizarre crystals. When you looked into them, they talked to you, spoke in your mind. Most of them are lost, but there are still a few around if you look hard. Some of them even teach interesting things. When they don't drive you mad. Right. What's this sign say? Visitors' chambers. Feel free to rest here. It's just beds. Okay. I don't know what I expected. Or Avernum Barracks. Let's see. Arrival Cave, Store's office, Theryl's office. Anyone named in the barracks? I'm not going to steal from the barracks. I'm not that ballsy, but just curious. Let's see. Crude. Weapons. A tunic, which is a very light for 4% armor. Wooden shield. A speed potion. That would actually be pretty nice, but... Nope. Nope. We got down here. Warwick. Meet a young woman with long black hair. She's sitting at a table, eating a bowl of thin lizard soup. Her skin has not yet attained the paleness of one who spent a lot of time in Avernum. When you get close, her head jerks up. Once she's seen who you are, she returns to her soup, disappointed. Have a seat, fellow exile. I'm Warwick. We might as well regain our strength before we go out into the wilds. You seem like a recent arrival. Why were you sent down here? She looks down at the table. I've already learned that's a rude question to ask. People are sent to Avernum because their secrets are revealed. Once here, they want them to become secrets again. She turns away. Have you arrived recently at Fort Avernum? No, I've been here for weeks asking people if they've heard of the one who was sent down before me. Her name was Anastasia. She was sent here a few years ago, and I don't want to leave until I know where she is. I haven't heard and met anyone named Anastasia, but I'll remember you're looking for her. Quest received. Find Anastasia. Thanks, I would appreciate that. Despondent, she returns back to her soup. Cave cow. His cows have only just arrived from the surface, sent through the same portal that delivered you. They look quite displeased with their new surroundings and fodder. I wonder why the empires are flying Avernum with fresh livestock. Perhaps these were bad cows, naughty and rebellious, and Emperor Hawthorne's bovine agents punished their disloyalty with eternal exile. Bags of meal. They have value. They are not marked as not yours. Interesting. Well, if I get desperate, not like anyone's particularly jonesing to trade with me. Oh, lectern. There's a spell book chained to this pedestal. The name of the owner is carefully inscribed on the spine. Theryl's Knowledge and Compendium. It's very impolite to look at a mage's spell book, but if you took a peek inside this one, it probably wouldn't hurt. Unless, of course, it was trapped. I'm not going to worry about that for now. I don't know how spell books work in this game. If that's the primary way of learning new spells, I may come back for that. Let's see, that's storage. What's over here? Guard tower. This is a storeroom where the surface goods the Empire occasionally sends down through the portal are stored before they're distributed throughout Avernum. Understandably, goods from the surface are very valuable down here. Nope, I'm not messing with that. Dunbar. You see a worn and scarred middle-aged man. He has the thin, washed-out look you already associate with many years in Avernum. You hope your time here is kinder to you. He carries a potted plant and a shovel. He nods to you and sets down the pot for a moment. I'm Dunbar, he says. Welcome. What's your job? I'm the groundskeeper, and gardener, and fix-it-man. I like gardening best, but I do what they need. Tell me about the plants. Well, I've bred some pretty weird plants down here. All sorts of mushrooms for food and fodder. Those weird twisted trees give what little wood we have, and so on. Mages make the plants, I grow them. Eat the mushrooms, and not much else. We'll get sick of them before long, but they're food, and that's what counts. How do trees grow down here? Amazing, aren't they? The roots dig into their rock, and the leaves absorb moisture from the air. They get light from the fungus above. I can't figure out how the scrawny things stay alive, but they do. Never heard of trees like these. That's because they were created down here by the wizards. They live in a tower to the south or something. All the wizards go there. They do all the standard weird stuff with demons and such, but they make plants too. Without them, we'd all be dead. How long have you been down here? Hard to tell. Tough to keep track of years without being able to see the sun. Sometimes they say what year it is, but I don't see why I should believe them. They can't see the sun any more than I can. For a long time. Yes, a long time. Building, fighting, tending to my garden. He looks down at a vicious scar on his arm. I like the gardening best. That's all now, thanks. Let's see. There is the northwest corner, and then I think we are done with our initial visit to Fort Avernum. Diane. You see a quiet, frail woman. She's picking mushrooms. They're big, bloated brown things, different from any such fungus you ever saw on the surface. When she notices you're watching her, she blushes and stares into her basket. Greetings, she says in a quiet voice. Diane. Those are big mushrooms, aren't they? Lovely things, though the taste is bitter. They're most of what we eat down here. And drink. And what we feed our livestock. They don't grow on the surface. No, the wizards of the Tower of Magi created them, using ordinary mushrooms and powerful magic. We depend on them. Without them, we couldn't live down here. Question. What do you do here? I came here with Tor, my husband. Now that I'm here, I help as best I can by cooking mainly. You're the cook? Well, a couple times a week I cook meals for everyone here. I'm actually a very good musician. I'm actually a very good musician and I sing, but there's not much call for that around the fort. Oh well, we won't be here forever. Could you sing me something for me? She sings a song for you which you've never heard before. It's long and sad about life in caves and missing the sun above. She has a beautiful voice. I've met Tor. Given some supplies. Yes, our arrival allotment. We all got it when we came down here. Otherwise, everyone who arrived in Avernum would be poor and desperate, and they'd rob people and end up in the Abyss. What's the Abyss? It's far to the west of here. It's where we send the criminals. Not everyone the Empire sends down is kind, or sane. Those who can't live with us in peace are sent to the Abyss to live apart. You banish them, like the Empire banished you. That's a foolish thing to say. There's such a thing as evil, and such a thing as justice. If you wish to live with thugs and murderers, go to the Abyss. We won't stop you. Having said that, she calms down and returns to her mushrooms. Alright. So, with that, you step out of Fort Avernum and get your first good look at your new home. You're at the east end of an enormous cavern, many miles across. In the dim green light, you can look through the mist and see a huge forest of the strange fungal trees. A dark river flows by to the south, and to the west you can dimly make out the lights of a town. Though you're far underground, it's not as quiet and peaceful as you thought it would be. Sounds echo well in this cavern. You can dimly make out the hisses of lizards, glowing water, and unnervingly the growl of distant humanoids. The journey to Avernum is about to begin. And I'm just mapping out the exterior of the fort. Get that fog of war gone. Next time on Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit, I guess we're going to head... Oh! Run into trouble in combat, be sure to use blessings. Mage spell of haste and priest spells, war blessing of protection make you more effective in combat. Later, your mages will be able to create wards and cloaks, magical shields that aid your group. Interrupting my outro like that. Have at ye. These are chunkier giant rats, actually. Jeez. Oh, I landed a critical for the first time, I think. Yeah, nothing wrong with clearing the local pests. Oh, I got health back from first aid. Heck yeah. Every little bit helps. Alright, yeah. Next time, westward we go for work. See you guys then.